Where's Foch at? You guys know where he's at? That he knows it's time that we have to be filming, right? I mean, I don't text him. He's always late. He said, hold on a minute, he's doing something very important. You hear that? So he's doing something important. I'm gonna hit him back, be like, what's more important than filming? See what happens. I'm ready to go whenever you guys are ready. We're just waiting on him. God, dude, what are you dressed as? Why are you dressed like this?
Well, you know I just got back from Wyoming.
I do.
And then the pairing we're doing today, I thought this would be fitting.
Well, you're definitely very themed.
Yeah.
You definitely, did you wear that at home? Is that your new outfit? Is that
No, this is going to be my new
look.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way,
yeah,
I did bring something back for you.
No, you
yes,
didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
There you go. This is for you.
Shit, look at this. Well, you know what, bro?
Yeah.
This would match your outfit. By the way, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's beautiful, but this would match your outfit better than mine. What if we switch?
All right.
I got the brown on. I got a little earth tones.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. It actually fits me good.
Actually, this hat's really nice. Did you get this out in Wyoming?
I did.
You did?
Yep.
You really looked the part. You got the turquoise ring.
Yep.
You get the little turquoise accent on your hat. Very fitting.
Yes.
You look. You're ready to go for today's
I'm ready.
pairing.
I'm ready.
You know what we're smoking?
What are we
Well,
smoking?
you know what we're smoking. We're smoking the Southern Draw. You ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Yee-haw!
Let's go. So Foch, Southern Draw. Tell me about the one you're smoking.
So I chose the Jacob's Ladder, which I really love. This blend is probably my favorite in the portfolio.
Makes sense.
Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper, Maduro binder, Nicaraguan fillers.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely fits your profile.
Yep.
A nice, rich, spicy cigar. And I love the makeup of it, too. I like the fact that they use Pennsylvania broadleaf, which is not widely seen or used, right? It's unique because, you know, we've talked about it before in videos. We talked about broadleaf from Connecticut,
Right.
and how where that same seed variety, when you plant it in Pennsylvania, it takes on a different profile. So how do you find, as opposed to Connecticut broadleaf, how do you find Pennsylvania broadleaf to you?
So to me, you know, obviously the Connecticut broadleaf smokes more sweeter. This particular wrapper, I think, smokes more drier, woodier.
Yeah.
Not as much sweetness as the Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah, I find it definitely have spice to it too. You know, if I had to compare it, if people never had it before, if you ever had a Brazilian wrapper, like Brazilian Maduro wrappers, tend to have that spice and a little bit of rich sweetness.
Right.
But Pennsylvania broadleaf is a different animal than Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah, I agree.
And you know, the filler tobaccos in that cigar some come from Esteli, which is known for spicy fillers, right?
Right.
And some come from Jalapa, which is sweet. So that's a lot of nice contrasts right into that cigar.
It's definitely a good blend. I mean, he hit it out the park with this blend, I think.
No, and I love that. It's a great, like, for me, later in the day, after dinner maybe, I love that.
Definitely a later in the day, after a meal, big meal.
Yeah, and speaking of later in the day, comes earlier in the day, I'm smoking the Southern Draw Rose of Sharon, which is a great blend. You know, it's Ecuadorian, Connecticut wrapper, Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers. So actually the binder's Nicaraguan, the filler's Dominican and Nicaraguan, which I like the fact that they use both country blends on the inside. It's a box press, which you don't see a lot with a shade wrap cigar. So a very unique blend. Very, I would say, very approachable, mild to medium body.
Yeah.
But it's very different because there's two countries at play when you're talking about Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers. And then with the Ecuadorian wrapper, it lends itself to have like a nice creaminess, a mildness to it. There's a little white pepper there, but a very balanced blend. And I've always said I love a box press cigar.
Yeah.
Because it has a deliberate draw, really slows you down. And I would say these are definitely their two most popular blends.
Yeah, they're definitely their most popular.
Pretty broad portfolio. They do, Sumatra wrapper, a Habano wrapper.
Yep.
They're all made by AJ Fernandez.
Yep.
We talked about AJ before. We're huge fans of the factory.
Yep.
So great construction and great flavor profile with AJ's touch on there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, I brought us something else. I brought us a nice pairing.
Oh, you did?
That would fit this tasting.
Yeah? All right.
You see what it is?
Yeah, let's go. You're full of surprises today.
So I got us the High West Campfire.
We're going all in.
Yep.
We're tripling down.
Yep.
The outfit, the Southern Draw, and now the spirit.
Whiskey, yep.
High West. By the way, love High West. Excellent spirit.
So I haven't had this one.
The
No.
Campfire.
Yeah, I haven't had it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had it yet. I mean, for people out there who are not familiar with the distillery, High West is really known for, I guess, their bourbon. You see that most often. And their rye.
Yeah, they make rye.
Right. But this is interesting. By the way, I've been looking forward to trying this because of the makeup of it.
Yeah.
So it's actually bourbon, rye, and scotch.
Wow.
Blended. It's a secret recipe by High West. But the interesting story about High West, do you know any background into
Not really. I didn't go into the background. I just figured I love the name and I think it would fit this one.
Yeah,
this video.
So if memory serves me right, the gentleman's name is Dave Perkins.
Okay.
And his wife's Jane. He was a biochemist, but he was a whiskey fan, and he was kind of intrigued by this whole fermentation process because obviously it spoke to him as
Right.
a biochemist, and he decided to open up a distillery / saloon in Utah to harken back to he was a big fan of the Old West, and that's how it came about. So it started off with a very small batch, right, and worked out of a saloon, and I think they produced originally like 250 gallons.
Oh, wow.
So humble beginnings,
Right.
And then they grew it into, obviously an international brand.
Okay.
An international brand. But this is a very unique whiskey just from the makeup.
Yeah.
Rye, bourbon, scotch, and the scotch happens to have peat,
All right.
which
Probably gives it that smoky.
I'm thinking right off the bat. Think about bourbon, sweet,
Right.
Rye, spice, peated scotch, smoke,
Smoky.
right? That's a great combo.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm ready. I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
Hey, can we get some glasses? But actually, get a couple extra if you guys want to join us. Cheers.
Salute.
Just spit in your eye. You like that?
What's that from?
That's from the Old West. That's what they used to say.
Nice.
I mean, it's pretty violent, but
Here's
here's
spit
spit in your eye.
All right. Right back at you.
Right. Back in the day, they weren't all dainty.
Right.
They weren't like, cheers, mate. They look at your face and be like, here's spit in your eye. And you look down and you drank it.
That's pretty unique.
It's very good, right?
Yeah, it's good. Definitely unique.
The inspiration for this whiskey is kind of interesting without boring you with the details. So the owner and his wife, so Dave and his wife Jane were in Scotland. And they were at the Brooklady Distillery. And they were at a bed and breakfast there.
Right.
And they smelled peat like in the air. So they go into the kitchen area and there was these ladies that were distilling, basically like boiling down peat in a syrup. They're eating their meal. Comes the dessert. It's this peated syrup and it's drizzled over this honeydew.
Wow.
So think about it. So when Dave ate it, the honeydew with the peated syrup,
Right.
it struck him. He was like, the combination of flavors are very unique. So he tried to replicate that in this Campfire because it has, the peat.
Well, he did
it's
a
got
good
the
job.
Sweetness. Oh yeah. I mean, and it has like the beauty of all three spirits in it. It has that vanilla note, in my opinion.
Yeah.
From the bourbon, right?
I definitely get the spice from the rye.
Spice from the rye, and it definitely has a whisper of smoke.
Definitely a little whisper.
Yeah, it's not overly stated, and I
No.
like the kind of.
The nose is good too.
The nose is great. It's like on the nose, I get like butterscotch, right? And there's like a citrus note to it, a little vanilla. Then on the palate, definitely has spice, that woody spice. It has definitely vanilla, still there.
Right.
but it has a great flavor profile, and I like and the smoke is kind of almost on the finish.
Yeah, you can't taste it when you drink it.
Yeah, it's definitely
Like when you first sip it.
No.
When it goes down, that's when you get it. Like you said on the finish.
right, and I don't get smoke on the nose.
No, I don't either.
On the aroma, I don't.
There's
get
no
it.
smoke.
No.
I mean, and I like this. I like the fact that this doesn't overpower this. You know, I can still taste the cigar. I mean, this is a bold cigar.
Right.
So, I mean, for you, obviously you have something more mild to medium, but
Yep, but I'll tell you what, because this cigar is approachable doesn't mean it can't stand up to it. There's a decent dose of Nicaraguan tobacco in there, and we all know about AJ's blending style.
right.
You know, even when he does a Connecticut, it's bolder than most.
Yeah, it is.
And then, you know, you put a dose of Dominican tobacco in there, so there's layers of flavor. It has enough, you know, body to stand up to the spirit. And honestly, I think this spirit, I don't know what the proof is, honestly.
I didn't see it
So
either.
let's see. So it's what, 46% alcohol. So 92 proof.
Yeah.
So not the high octane, but not low either.
Right.
But it has a really nice round flavor.
It's definitely round, definitely more smoother.
I definitely like the finish though. I like that smoky, sweet finish. That combo and that contrast in the finish
Yeah.
is awesome.
I mean, it plays well with this cigar too, because like I said, I get that dry woodiness from the wrapper.
Right.
But yet it's, you know, the cigar is still rich.
Yeah.
So, like dark chocolate woods.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it goes great with it.
Yeah. And the Rose of Sharon, as I said, it's, you know, mild to medium. I would say it might just be medium, honestly, because it's stronger than most Connecticut's.
It definitely is.
But I think that dose of Dominican tobacco at play with the Nicaraguan, which, you know, I'm not used to that from AJ stuff, because obviously it's very heavy Nicaraguan-based tobaccos from AJ. I like that accent tobacco, the Dominican tobacco. It has a cedary note to it,
Yeah.
a toasty note. It has a creaminess to it, but there's also white pepper. And, you know, Southern Draw, for people out there that don't know, aside from having a pretty broad portfolio, so, you know, it's kind of a cool story when you think about it. You know, it's a company that was founded by ex-military. They support current military, first responders, right? And it happens just to be a phenomenal cigar. It's
Yeah.
considered a boutique cigar.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
out-
if you guys haven't tried it, definitely pick some of their blends up.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's definitely something for everyone there.
Right.
You know, all the way from this, you know, Rose of Sharon, which is a milder cigar, medium body, all the way through. But they have a vast portfolio, different wrapper varieties, different strength levels. I mean, we're kind of at the spectrum, I think. I think that might be their boldest blend,
Yeah, I agree.
and this might be their most approachable blend,
Yep.
and everything's kind of in between. But, you know, the story behind the brand is great, and they happen to have a phenomenal product, in my opinion, right? And I think the
Yep.
pairing with this High West whiskey, you know, they have their own story. I mean, how cool is that? This gentleman, Dave Perkins, was a biochemist
Right.
who was enamored with, you know, fermentation of you know, how to distill liquor.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that. So,
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think they started around, I want to say 2006 might have been their inception. But when you go from making 250 gallons of whiskey to being an international brand, you know, and you come out of Utah.
that's impressive.
Right, and then you're doing something innovative.
Right.
Right, you're blending bourbon with rye,
And
with
scotch.
scotch. And this goes to talk about like taste, right? Like in his mind, you know, I love the way he was like forward thinking. He already thought about, from having a dessert in Scotland, what he wanted this whiskey to taste like.
Yep.
So, you know, that really takes talent, Foch. When you think about it, you have to have the forethought to be like, all right, even though I'm thinking about a product that doesn't exist yet, I know if I add these components together, it'll produce this.
Right.
Right? And I see it in the cigar industry
Sure.
too. People that are master blenders, they have the forethought to be like, all right, if I put this tobacco from this priming, from this region, it's going to bring this to the table. And they can already really taste it before it's even made.
Yep.
Right? So I kind of like the whole story about High West. Obviously, I love the story behind, you know, the Southern Draw people. Kudos to them for making a great product with AJ. But yeah, no.
So you like my pairing? You like my choice?
I like all of it. I love the fact that you went themed. You thought of me when you were out in Wyoming,
Yep.
right? You know, I love the fact that you came to the table, even with the ring and everything. And then, you know, we did Southern Draw. We went High West. So it's like we tripled down on everything. And honestly, it all worked out. You know,
yeah, I agree, man. We did a really nice pairing.
You think
cigars are good?
You think you can get used to wearing this
Oh yeah.
attire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen, I love it. I mean, being a kid from South Philly, I don't know if like I could pull it off on a regular. You pull it off, by the way. You got the bowler
Thank
and
you.
everything.
Thank you,
I could
yeah.
see you, and you're an outdoors guy. You
Oh, yeah.
fish.
Yeah, yeah.
You love that stuff.
Yep.
So I could see you pulling it off. Me,
Would you
I'm-
be upset if I moved out there?
Well, yeah, I would be upset because I miss you.
All right.
I mean, what am I going to do? I mean, Teddy's, by the way, waiting to take your seat, but the show must go on. I mean,
Oh,
unless
yeah.
we all move out there together.
Right.
I'm not going.
Right.
But if these guys decide that they want to go out to Wyoming, you know, we could do it, and we could. We don't even have to use cameras in the future. We use like picture boards. We'll be just like real rustic. We'll sit in the cabin. We'll smoke cigars. We'll drink whiskey, and these guys could draw up storyboards, and we'll just do one of these jobs. You know what I mean? And we'll tell a story through storyboards. We don't even have to do the camera. We don't want any technology.
Yeah.
But listen, if you're going to commit to that,
Listen, I can deal with that out there.
I know you can.
I can move out there in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
You know what's funny? You're obviously from the same area. You're from South Philly. You're a city boy. I take time. It takes me a lot. I was ingrained in the city for a longer time than you.
A little bit.
But
yeah.
I have to say, there's a beauty in what we're doing today, right? So, cheers, boy.
Cheers, salute.
Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your selection. I always wanted to try this. Heard about it, right?
I'm glad you liked it.
And thank you for my hat. I really appreciate it. So, I want to thank you. Should I say y'all?
Yeah.
So I want to thank you all for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. But before we depart, make sure you hit that like button.
Smash the subscribe button,
And
and
we'll
we'll
see
see
y'all
y'all
next
next time.
Cheers.